I had the pleasure of sitting down with two amazing women, Vivian Jokotade and Queen Smith, where we discussed how you can just be yourself and do what you need to do to become the best you. As we sat down and we discussed during this 6-part segment, there was so much greatness that came from those conversations. I personally learned so much, and I hope that you will learn also. Join us as we release these bi-weekly segments. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I hope you enjoy. So ladies, a lot of women are having so many issues, even men also. We've been meeting with different women who have issues with relationships, friendships, bosses, churches, their pastors, and I just think it's really interesting to see when you're in a season in your life, how do you transition? You know, how do you transition from that? I know me personally, I've gone through so much, and moving to the next season, I'm like, oh my God, I'm still going through so much in this season, and I don't know what I need to do to get out of this one and move into the next one. Hopefully someone is going to benefit from the things that we're talking about, and
Absolutely.
What do you have to say about that?
I think it's really interesting. We're in the summer season, and kids are. If you have little kids, they're leaving one class, going to the next, and some people are changing jobs. Some people are just simply moving from one home to the other. Some people are having babies, and so many things that are going on. And I think the summertime is a great time to really sit back and recoup and think about what's next, like what's next for me. I'm going to talk about something that has really become very, very obvious to me. If you ask most girlfriends that have kids, and you say, what are you doing for the summer? The first thing they tell you is what they're doing for their kids. Yeah. They never really talk about what they're doing for themselves. Ask any girl, just ask any girl. They'll be, oh, I'm taking the kids to camp, they're doing this, they're doing that. And so I started this new summer campaign where I'm like, what are you doing for you this summer? How are you moving your life forward this summer? And I think for any woman going through a transition, that is a very key question for you to answer. This summer, what am I going to do to move my life forward, or change my life, or change my home, change my relationships, improve on them? Yeah. And I think if you just start off with 3 things, I want to learn to speak better. I want to, set up a life insurance. I want to ride a bike. Something that will move your life forward as a woman would really, really help you in your transition. So I want to hear what you all think about that. What do you think about that? Have you ever really thought about it?
Thinking about it now, I'm like, what am I doing this summer? What have I done this summer for myself? I thought about that whenever we were driving this morning. And I'm like, okay, I got to go on a vacation. Okay. I want to learn how to cook more foods. That's and, I'm doing that now. But being in a relationship, I think we put so much emphasis on what we can do for other people. And trying to help people. And we're not even really realizing that we have to take care of ourselves, or learn to take care of ourselves first before we can even take care of anyone else.
Absolutely.
If you cannot take care of self, mind, body, and soul, what's the purpose? If you're broken, if you're not healed, if you're not enjoying your life, if you're not having fun, what's the purpose? What's the point?
That's so true. What do you think, Queen?
I agree. Just being intentional, picking those 3 things and setting your mind to it kind of gives you accountability, and having somebody to hold you to it. Like you said, I never learned how to ride a bike. I'm 28, so.
Do you know how to swim?
No, I don't know how to swim. So the list can go, but I've done so many things for other people.
Right.
And even you saying that, I can go shopping and buy something for Jessica, but when it's my turn, I'm like, do I have to spend this money?
Right.
We give and give and give, but we really never give to ourselves. So I really think it'd be good to be purposeful and, set those things for us, not for other people.
There was actually one thing that I read in an article with Gabrielle Union.
Okay.
And she said her life coach.
Yes.
Her life coach told her, she said, what are you doing to enjoy your life?
Look at that.
What are the 5 things that you enjoy doing the most? The only thing that she could list was talking about people. That was it. Because you get with your girlfriends and you find yourself discussing things that don't have anything to do with benefiting your life, enjoying your life, your purpose for your life. I've done it so many times. But she said, I had to literally sit down with my life coach and pinpoint things that I actually enjoy doing. She said, I love going to the beach.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I love looking at myself in the mirror in a swimsuit. I love working out.
Okay.
And you would never know these things if you don't take the time to invest, truly invest in yourself. And it's something that you have to do, but we're constantly giving of self when we need to give back to ourselves, like you said.
Right.
So if we're taking that step of, okay, list 3 things.
That is correct.
We don't want to list things that are useless things. We want to list things that are going to give us healthy living, healthy in our spiritual lives. You know, what do you suggest, Vivian?
Okay.
To any of the women that may be tuning in, what can help them?
Okay.
How should they decide what determines what should be on that list?
Right. So I think taking stock for you and taking your points from that stock would really help. Number one, I'm going to use my 3 things, as an example.
I feel like I need pen and paper right now.
And just try to memorize. So the first thing that I decided to do, well, you ladies know we all speak a lot, and I really, even at this stage, I desire to speak better. I honestly desire to speak better. I've always dreamt of myself being on the Hall of Fame of speaking,
Wow.
So one thing that I'm doing for me is investing in myself to speak better.
Wow.
That's one thing. So one thing for me. The other thing is something for my family. So having gone through most of my pregnancy, with pregnancy you can't do too much. So my home isn't exactly the way I want it to be. Like, my files are not perfectly organized. Don't laugh at me. Don't judge me.
I'm in my room.
my files are not in the right order. They're probably Z through A. And, everything is not, my kitchen isn't exactly the way I want it to be. So I decided this summer that also, something that would benefit my family, but also benefit me, would be me going room by room with my housekeeper and doing a top to bottom cleaning. Guess what that's going to do for me? It's just going to give me peace of mind. Yeah, and you all know we need peace of mind.
Yes. That's a whole other topic in itself, is how to control the mind.
Yes.
How to have peace of mind.
Yes.
And whatever it is that you're going through. And I'm sure all of you can relate to that.
Yes. And my third thing is doing something that would really benefit my husband and my child. So a lot of friends have been asking, what are you doing for your son, William? What are you doing? And I told them, I said, this summer I decided that I wanted to invest in him. I didn't want to just take him to a camp and just live in there and not pay attention to some other things that I really want to work on. I decided that he'll go to camp, 1 week camps once a month. So in other words, he'll go to a camp for 5 days in June, another camp for 5 days in July, another camp for 5 days in August. And the other times he'll spend it with me, we'll work on manners, we'll work on chores, we'll work on respect, we'll work on greeting, we'll work on language. And that's very key for me. And at the same time, I'm incorporating the math, the reading, the phonics, the writing, so that I don't go through summer and then I have to it's like starting all over again in the fall, and the teacher is calling and like, he can't do this, he can't do that. No, I really want to maintain my peace of mind. So those are my 3 things.